Life update. I just turned 38 years old. Do you ever feel like when you start getting older, better, mature, wiser, that you start forgetting, how old you are becoming? And it's so funny to me because it's literally like when you're a kid, you can't wait to become the next age. And so when you become an adult, it's kind of like reverse. You like, baby. But I don't believe that as I've gotten older, much of my mentality has changed in terms of how I feel about myself. I still feel like I'm a little kid, not in the immature way, but I feel like, wow, like I thought adulthood was going to be something a little bit more serious. Not saying it's not, but I think if you're a millennial, you get it. I've had this conversation with people before. It's like, like, wait, I'm an adult. And I still see it on social media from time to time, like, oh yeah, I have free will, because I don't know why we think like this. I don't know if it was different from previous generation. I don't know if it was the introduction of the internet, but all of these things together, I just feel very youthful. I still feel like I can do anything. Yes, the back be hurting from time to time, but I still feel very much alive, very much well, and it's crazy because I wouldn't have thought that this would have been my experience at 40 years old or almost 40, right? Like that's as a kid, as a teenager, as in my early 20s, I wasn't thinking this was going to be it. Am I disappointed? No. I just was thinking it was going to be something totally different, and I'm excited for what it is. I got the opportunity to go to Toronto, Canada for my birthday, for my 38th birthday, and it was amazing. There's a few places on my list where I would say I would move to, and Toronto is on that list now. I got Toronto, I got Bangkok, Thailand, and iffy with Dubai. Dubai is great, but the feeling that I've gotten from Toronto and Bangkok is just I feel connected to the city, and even more so Toronto. I definitely feel connected to Toronto. So it was a great experience, great time, great. Just it was beautiful. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Um, what I've noticed with me and my partner is that birthdays now have become to us trips, because you get a bunch of things. Things are great. Things are always great. Things. But sometimes, a lot of times it's more about the experience. It's about the journey. It's about the people that you get to have these experiences with. And we've been enjoying that. We've been enjoying experiences. Like last year, I took him for his 47th birthday. I took him to Bangkok, Thailand. That's when we went to Thailand. And this year we went to Toronto. So yeah, it's all about experiences. What's been going on in my life? My therapist has given me the boot and said I'm doing well in therapy, so maybe we need to reduce the sessions. We were doing 2 a month, and now he wants to go to once a month. And I'm like, bro, no. Now I gotta fake a mental breakdown. Like, and it was like, I get it. And tomorrow I actually have to go to therapy. But it's like, yo, this has been one of the most beneficial therapy sessions or styles of therapy that I've ever had before. Like, it's really been beneficial to me. And I don't, but I get it. He's like, uh, integrity, It's like, this is the one time you don't have to be integral. Anyway, what else? Just growing, just growing. Um, I've been really excited about some of the things that I'm launching, some of the things that I'm doing. What 38 represents for me is remembering. 38 for me represents remembering, because life threw me some things, and instead of using those things to grow confidence and to grow more empowered, more inspired, some of those things really started to hit at my self identity, my self esteem, my the vision of myself that I had in my head certain things started to happen. Like I hosted an event, and I know where it started. It started when I grew my 6 a.m. accountability group to 30 something people. And I was really in my element of creativity. Vision was there, the drive was there. And once we got done with our retreat, and people one by one, and it was at the end of the year, people started leaving. Hey, Mark, hate to do this. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. And I grieved that season because I had so many ideas and plans, and I thought that I was going to do that with that group of people. And so I had that transpire. Before that, in the video that I did, um, pretty much came out, and I felt like the gateway to a part of my success was closed off. I believe, like, oh yeah, so I'm not going to be able to do the church thing. That was who I was supposed to be. And so I believe that I had some internal grieving that was transpiring that was undealt with. And it was at a deep level where it started to impact how I viewed myself. And so I started to slowly forget that version of myself, and I started to minimize myself. I started to really be, am I that guy that I thought I was? Am I really a thought leader? Am I really a dope speaker? Well, why this hasn't happened? Well, why that hasn't happened? And I really got in my head. And I think I've been in my head for maybe 3 or 4 years, and literally in therapy. And I started talk therapy, and I had a coach, and all of those elements have helped, right? But I think they were a compounding to get to this type of therapy that I need, along with um, the books that I've come across in this season. One of them being Outsmarting Reality. I think that's what it's called, Outsmarting Reality. I don't have it right here on my desk, but all of those elements at one time has really, like, really been a catalyst for me in this season, and I see change happening. And so for 38, the theme of 38 for me is about remembering, because I forgot. And you really want to talk about identity theft? Identity theft is when you forget who the you are. That's identity theft. At a soul level, identity theft is when you allow the circumstances of life, the circumstances of just everyday life, living life. We are going to experience hardships, and you start to forget. Because before that, you were fully aware. You were aware of your power, of your talent, of your gift, of your creativity, your whatever was burning inside of you. You were fully aware, and I was aware until I forgot. And forgetting something doesn't mean it disappears. It means that something is on top of it that's causing what you know to be true to be pushed to the background. And so life compiled on top of me, issues, pain, regret, grieving, all of that was taking place. And I forgot. But 38, mark my words, is about remembering. And maybe it's for you remembering as well. Maybe you forgot something. Maybe you forgot the notebooks full of ideas and dreams and aspirations. But baby, listen, we have to remember. We have to remember.